President Donald Trump's push to clean up Washington, D.C. is part of a broader, controversial effort to exert federal control over the nation's capital. Trump has consistently framed D.C. as a city in disarray, with out-of-control crime and visible homelessness. Even though city statistics and federal data show violent crime rates have been declining. The current state of the issue is a direct clash between the federal government's agenda and the city's local leadership. While the Trump administration argues its actions, including the federalization of the D.C. police force and the deployment of National Guard troops, are necessary for public safety and beautification, Mayor Muriel Bowser and other local officials accuse the administration of overreach and using a manufactured crisis to justify a political takeover. This has led to a tense situation on the ground, with increased law enforcement presence and the clearing of homeless encampments, raising concerns about civil liberties and local autonomy. President Trump's efforts to clean up Washington, D.C. are driven by two main reasons: fulfilling a campaign promise and asserting federal authority. Trump has repeatedly described the city as being in a state of decay, riddled with crime and homelessness, and pledged to restore it as a beautiful and safe capital for all Americans. This narrative is a central part of his law and order platform. The second reason is to assert direct federal control over the city. As the nation's capital, D.C. lacks the full autonomy of a state, giving Congress and the president a unique level of authority. By seeking funding and federalizing local law enforcement, the administration is using a perceived crisis to bypass local government and implement its own vision for the city. This move is viewed by critics as a political effort to punish a city that is overwhelmingly democratic. The primary consequence of Trump's D.C. cleanup and federalization effort is a major clash between federal and local authority. The move directly challenges the limited autonomy that Washington, D.C. currently holds, with local leaders like Mayor Muriel Bowser accusing the administration of a power grab and using federal resources to bypass the democratically elected city government. Another significant consequence is the militarization of the nation's capital. The deployment of National Guard troops and federal law enforcement, even in a city with declining crime rates, raises concerns about civil liberties and the proper role of federal agencies. Critics argue this creates a tense atmosphere and could be a test case for similar interventions in other U.S. cities. The long-term impact on the relationship between D.C. and the federal government, as well as the precedent set for other cities, remains a major point of concern and debate. One possible solution is to grant Washington, D.C. statehood, which would give its residents full autonomy and the same rights as citizens in other states. This would make the city's government sovereign over its own affairs, preventing federal overreach and the kind of interventions seen recently. Another approach is to strengthen D.C.'s existing Home Rule Act. This could involve Congress amending the act to remove its power to overturn local laws or veto the city's budget. By limiting Congress's direct oversight, the city would gain more control over its police force, infrastructure, and urban planning. A third solution involves a collaborative model where the federal government and D.C. leadership establish a formal, nonpartisan joint commission. This body would be tasked with managing areas of shared interest, like federal lands and major monuments, while respecting the city's authority over its local streets and neighborhoods.